Welcome to Navratri special episode of the Emerging Lawyer series at the Coffee Conversation Show powered by the Emerging India Forum TEIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is Disputes, Strategy and Beyond. Animesh Bisht on the law of resolution. We are at Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas Mumbai office at Litigation Chambers, which is an historic architecture building. So, in the ever-evolving legal landscape, dispute resolution stands at the heart of safeguarding fairness and business continuity. Animesh is partner at Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, who brings over a decade of experience navigating high-stakes litigations and complex commercial disputes. From his early days at NUJS Kolkata to becoming a trusted advisor at one of India's most prestigious law firms, Animesh's journey reflects grit, intellect, and a deep understanding of both the letter and spirit of the law. Today, we sit down with him to explore his professional insights, personal reflections, and the lighter side of his story, and you will also come to know Animesh as a person. So, welcome Animesh to today's Navratri special episode. This is the second day, and so Ma Durga is there to bless us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And it's a pleasure.
Yeah. So let me explain you. There are 3 rounds: professional journey, personal journey, and a surprise rapid fire round. You're getting 2 gifts, but you have to be you will in the on the hot seat like you had coffee with Karan, and you have to be witty, fun, quick. And here's your Ma Durga's digital power and legal AI.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
So friends, let's begin. I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Corner, legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal, startup SMEs, world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training solutions. So my first question, Animesh, how was the journey shaped up, and what were the key defining moments you had?
Oh, well, it's been a very, very interesting journey. It has been a very rewarding journey. It's been a great learning curve. It's been 15 years at the firm, and I think the experience and the kind of matters that I've had the opportunity to work on, the mentors that I've had the opportunity to work with is unparalleled. And therefore, I couldn't have asked for anything better to, build my legal career on. So the journey at Cyril Amarchand has been outstanding. Some great clients, great colleagues, and some wonderful, challenging matters that we've dealt with over the years.
Wow, beautiful. So as you said, you've been with Cyril Amarchand like 15 years, and there are other coffee speakers who have been at law firms like I've done Nandini Gore. She's also into dispute mediation, 35 years at Karan Jawala. So like that, 25, 30, 15, 19, 20. So I'm planning to do something by what makes you all stick in one place, right, because this becoming like a business family, as you said, by the culture and everything. So we'll discover all those, but I want to know more. Okay, what keeps you all rooted in one place and grow together?
Right. No, so of course everyone has their own stories and own reasons, but I think when you find a place which aligns with your values and which is the correct platform where where you can showcase your skills, where you can work hard, where you are mentored by the right people, where you have the correct opportunities, but most importantly, like I said, where your values and your organization's values and meritocracy reign supreme, you would find people sticking around there and being, loyal to those places and giving it, in a lot of cases, giving it their lifetime. And you'll find a number of those people at the firm as well. So it speaks volumes for the firm. It speaks volumes for the people who are there, who are managing the firm. It speaks volumes for the leadership at the firm. And therefore, one doesn't really feel the need to, move around where you have the cutting edge work at your disposal, because that's all that any good lawyer wants to do. Have the opportunity to work on the best deals, have the opportunity to work on the best litigation matters, be the first out of the, out of the blocks when it comes to any new matter. So I think those are the opportunities that have kept me here as well.
So like I'd done coffee with Tanvi, and when she got the appraisal to becoming partner, and she has also been at Khaitan for over a decade. So she asked, she got a question ke by, uh, why have you been in Khaitan? And so have you faced during your appraisal or your promotion this question during, I want to ask you also.
No, I don't think so. I think it's a given. I think it's the place has been home for so long. I don't think anyone questions as to why why I've been here for so long.
It's fine, it's fine. Okay, so let's dive deep in conversation. Animesh, as a dispute resolution lawyer, how do you balance between strategy and empathy when handling sensitive cases?
Right, great question. Look, I think, of course, we are largely a corporate firm. Most of our clients are corporate clients. So when it comes to disputes, sometimes the tendency is to look at these disputes also, in that sort of an avatar that, these are in the end companies that we're representing. But especially in disputes, in a lot of cases, you will find that when it comes to the expectation of the client, when it comes to, the values, the kind of objectives that, are brought in when a dispute is on the table, it's very important to look at the human side to it as well. And I think they're having the right amount of empathy. And when I say empathy here, it would mean what is it that the client requires at that time, how to sensitively sometimes deal with heated sort of moments which happen during disputes. I think it's the job of a trusted legal advisor to handle those situations just as efficiently as you would deal with a legal problem. So handling those heated, I would say, moments, challenging moments in the boardroom are what I would say sets apart a good lawyer from a great lawyer. So definitely very important, and one needs to look at individual clients and the individual needs and deal with it accordingly.
So, Anish, in today's India, do you feel arbitration is finally being alternative to litigation, or is there more work needed?
In a short answer is yes, more work is definitely needed. Is India becoming more arbitration friendly? Well, yes, we have some fantastic institutions. We have the MCIA, we have the Delhi DCIA, which is with the Delhi High Court. So wonderful institutions when it comes to arbitration. But yes, I think there is a lot more work to be done to make India truly an international hub, which means that we need to have a system where there is more autonomy and less, I would say, need for interference by the courts when it comes to arbitration matters. And if we can achieve that, we can achieve a sense of certainty when it comes to awards. I see no reason why, with the economic rise of India and which it's set to do in the next 2 decades, that we can't have India as an international arbitration hub as well. In fact, if not competing as as good and better than what we have at Singapore right now, where a lot of international arbitrations tend to go. So most definitely some amount of work to be done, but we definitely have the capabilities of becoming an international arbitration hub.
Wow. So, Animesh, dispute resolution often demands patience. How do you maintain momentum for clients seeking faster outcomes? And has there been any, what do you say, funny or some other incidents where you had to manage the demanding clients? And how did you manage them?
No, I think true. I think litigation does require a lot of patience. Results are often not immediate or immediately forthcoming. But look, we try to, of course, meet client expectations. So, whether it's getting an urgent relief or whether it is mentioning a matter, 11 o'clock and getting it listed at 3 and then arguing all that. I mean, those are, acceptable because we understand that clients need those immediate and urgent reliefs at times. But I think it's also very important to be fully transparent with clients, to let them know what the process is like beforehand. Because I don't think any client likes to be told at the last minute that, oh, because of X and Y reasons, we could not do this. And most clients are reasonable when they understand that if this is what the process entails, or this is how long our court system will take, or the filing will take X amount of time, and the court processes for listing will take maybe half a day or a day, then you have set expectations for them. So then they also plan accordingly. When the expectations are transparently communicated by the lawyer. So I think it's important for us to also communicate clearly how the process will work. And of course, it is our job to ensure that to the extent it is permissible and is possible under law, we shorten that process for them. We give them effective remedy as quickly as they want, which meets their strategic goals.
Wow. So let's come to the goals part. I've said keep the goals. So when a case, whenever a new client comes in, what are the process steps you follow to understand the case, and you set the expectations? How do you?
No, right. So for any client, of course, there is no straight-jacketed formula. There are some very basic steps, right? You need to dig deep and understand the matter in depth. You need to work with the client to get all the relevant facts out, because that's very important. If you don't ask the right questions, you don't get the right answers. And as a client, while some clients have very sophisticated legal departments and therefore the job becomes easier, but nevertheless, it is our duty to ask all the right questions, all possible avenues from which the matter can be looked at. So a fair amount of due diligence and in-depth reading of every bit of scrap of paper that is there, all agreements, everything in a commercial dispute, and then anticipate. I think anticipation is the biggest ally that a litigating lawyer can have, because you need to continuously think of what's going to happen next, what's the other side going to do, what's the court's going to ask, how the matter can turn. And if we can, before going to court, if we can prepare the matter in that aspect, and we can look at every single document and ask 10 questions where, ordinarily a person will think of 2, then we've prepared the matter. So that is what the initial exercise with any client is. Ask as many questions, look at every piece of paper, so that you're robust by the time you're going into court. And of course, then, we do our legal, work around it. We prepare our legal case as it is.
Wow. So you work like a specialist doctor who does is apna
Absolutely.
questioning. You're a doctor in litigation.
Absolutely. No,
you don't have the information.
Yeah, you have to look at it. You have to, because, just two people who you don't hide anything from, yeah? Your doctor and your lawyer. So you have to make sure that we are asking all the right questions so that everything is in the picture. Because the worst thing is to happen is when you're half into a litigation and then something comes up. So you have to be very, very thorough. And that's something that we, must ensure before we get into court.
So Animesh, what's been the most interesting dispute case you have handled, and how did you navigate, and what did it teach you? We just need merits of the case.
Right. Well, difficult to just think of one. I think we've done some very complex, high stakes insolvency resolutions with the firm. DHFL being one of them. It was the first case of a financial service provider being put into an insolvency resolution mechanism by the Reserve Bank. And very complex case, first of its kind in that space, and large stakeholders, lot of retail debenture holders involved. So I think taking a balanced approach when it came to various issues, looking at our insolvency and bankruptcy law and applying it to what was quite a complex case, dealing with emerging questions when it came to a lot of regulatory issues as well, and disputes with certain regulators. So that was all very interesting. And big disputes like this, I think, help you learn how to manage and balance various interests, right? Because if you're, for example, advising a committee of creditors in an insolvency case, there are various interests that sometimes could be at loggerheads. So, the team both has to act as an advisor, as a mediator, figure out the right solutions which are in the best interest of all, and sort of, without any bias, advise a committee as a whole. So, wonderful experience sort of working, of course, with a number of senior partners in the firm, working on that matter from a disputes perspective.
Yeah. So as we were having up now before the shoot, so what areas of litigation are you handling?
Yeah, so like I said, I do a lot of work in the insolvency and bankruptcy space, other than regular commercial disputes, and I think right from the first case in the insolvency and bankruptcy space, which was the case of Innovative Industries, which I had the good fortune of working on with the firm, and several other of the Dirty Dozen cases, SR, DHFL, Jet Airways, Videocon, to name a few. So, like I said, with the firm, you get opportunities to work on some of the best and most complex matters, and definitely in the insolvency and bankruptcy space, that's been the case for me.
Wow. So how has your leadership style evolved over the years, Animesh?
Oh, well, I think, like I said, you try to emulate how you see the leadership style that got you where you were. You look at your seniors, you look at your mentors. Uh, Personally, of course, I like to be as approachable and open as I can be to my team, because I think the worst thing you can do is have your team or your juniors be scared or afraid or hesitant to come and talk to you, because that's when mistakes happen, and when mistakes happen, people tend to not raise them, because that's part and parcel of the job. And I think as more open you are as a leader and the more forthcoming you are as a leader, the more freer people would be. But at the same time, maintaining strict standards, because in a firm like ours, competence is key. So ensuring that the right training is given to juniors, right amount of responsibility is given, and that they are made to take ownership of what they do and feel pride in the product that they're giving. And so I think that's the leadership style, to create a platform for the team where they themselves feel responsible and wholly accountable for what they do, and are completely free to discuss and talk and freely come to me for any problems.
Wow. So let's come to the technology part, AI and legal tech tools.
Right.
How are they helping you in the dispute resolution work, and where do you see it heading in the next 5 years?
It's fully integrated into uh, the system now, and I think across the board firms are adopting AI as part of not just disputes, but generally when it comes to legal work. I think it creates efficiency, it creates cost effectiveness for the clients as well. And I think at the same time, we have to be very mindful that AI is used as a tool, but the reliance on AI does not replace our intellect and our expertise, and does not sort of dull the skills, because especially younger lawyers need to still be able to look at documents, go through them in detail, analyze for themselves, and only use AI as a tool to sharpen their skills, to give more effective work product. And I think in that regards, I think we are doing great work. I think it's going to be very helpful. It's going to integrate more and more as we go along and we get accustomed to AI. And it's going to reshape. Of course, it's going to reshape every single industry. It's definitely going to reshape the legal industry as well. So still, I think baby steps right now. Even though we've come a long way in the last 2-3 years, but I would say this is still the incubation stage, and the next 5-10 years will be quite significant in terms of not just how law is, argued, not just how the firms employ it, but even how maybe courts employ it, and how the judicial system sort of starts becoming, perhaps in my view, becomes more efficient by use of AI and becomes faster.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Animesh, how do you mentor your young lawyers in your team, and how has the experience been working with them, especially the new generation lawyers?
Yeah. Firstly, I consider myself also part of the new generation of lawyers. I'm not that old. But yes, look, I think I've been very fortunate. The team that I've worked with, the juniors that I've had the chance to work with and mentor, have all been great. Very keen to learn. I think the one thing that I perhaps constantly tell my team is to, especially the juniors when they just join from law schools, is to help them believe that now they are lawyers themselves. They are not anybody's, trainee. They are not an intern. You are the lawyer. You are responsible for the brief. You are the one advising. So to the best of your capability, do that. Of course, there are a number of seniors, and then there is, people who are looking at your work and who are working with you. But once you start recognizing yourself as the legal advisor, feel that there is a responsibility on you to give the best possible advice, do the best possible work in that matter, then that sense of accountability comes in, and that's when I feel the best work comes out. So the sooner you feel that you are at the spearhead, you are the one leading the matter, in charge of the matter, the better I feel that they perform. So I'd like to encourage people to do that. And of course, no alternative to hard work. So we all have to, push ourselves to work incredibly hard on all our matters. And if some of these characteristics are met, then people do generally do really well.
Wow. So let's come to the last question. If someone wants to, I'm keeping it in a general, wants to join the top tier law firms in India. So what are the elements required to join a top tier law firms in India?
Well, you have to be really, really passionate about law, because only then you'll be able to put in the hard work that is required. Because it's tough. Especially the formative years in the trenches are tough. The hours are demanding. The work is challenging. You have to learn a lot on the job. So if you love what you do, if you get some enjoyment from the practice that you're in, you will find it easier. Of course, you ought to have, worked hard in law school. You should have, done well there, done a lot of, extracurricular activities when it comes to moods, etc. So, you get an all-round perspective when you get into the firm. Good internships help. So I would definitely encourage people to do as many internships and clerkships as possible, because frankly, nothing beats practical experience. Yes. Of course, law schools and what you learn there are very important, but just as important is to get practical hands-on experience before you step into a firm. So as far as possible, spend as much time as possible during those 5 years in your law school that you can, working with a good law firm, working with a good senior counsel, working with a good organization where you can learn the tricks of the trade. So you're comfortable from day one. And I think that should hold one in good stead when you join a good law firm.
Wow. So let's go to the next round and understand Animesh as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
So I come from a family of freedom fighters, of writers and educationists. First generation lawyer, pretty much. And I grew up in Uttarakhand, in Kumaon. I mean, back then it was Uttar Pradesh, now it's Uttarakhand, in Kumaon. And my formative years were there. I went to school in Nainital. I was in a boarding school there in St. Joseph's, SEM. Then thereafter I was at Sherwood College. So I grew up in the beautiful hill climbs of Nainital. I had a wonderful childhood.
Wow, that's beautiful. Okay. So let's go to your college days in NUJS, Kolkata. What are those memories and how did it help in shaping your career?
Right. Oh, NUJS was, of course, a fantastic institution. I think set up by Professor Madhav Menon, who had set up NLS Bangalore as well. I think the 5 years there were wonderful. Uh, of course, the focus was on academics largely. Along with that, I did, like I said, some amount of moot courts, some amount of debates, a lot of good friends who you still hang out with because we're all in the same fraternity. Some of them in Bombay, some of them in a lot of other places. So a good community, a great community, a great 5 years, and thoroughly enjoyed them.
Wow. So using this forum platform and you're celebrating Navratri, what message would you give to your friends from NUJS?
Oh, I mean, a very happy Navratri to all of them. A very happy Pujo to a lot of them. And yeah, let's catch up soon.
Okay. So who's been your biggest cheerleader from your family and friends?
I mean, my family, my parents, my wife, I think they've been supportive all through. And I think they are the ones who give me the right amount of encouragement and strength to, face the challenges that, of course, this profession throws at you from time to time. So, yeah, I think they are the pillars behind me.
Wow. So outside of courtrooms and boardrooms, how do you unwind?
Oh, I love sports. So back in the day, I used to play a lot of football. That would be a good break in between on weekends. Now, as I'm getting a few more injuries, I've stopped football a bit. So it's down to a bit of golf at times. Some pick up a bit of paddle on the weekend. And whenever I get a few days, maybe 3 or 4 days off, if the courts are shut, I like to go down to one of the jungles, be in the wild, take some photographs. That keeps me, rejuvenates me in between the heavy court schedule. So that's what I do.
So suppose you have 1 week away from work.
Right.
What do you like to do and why?
Oh, 1 week away from work. Yeah, I'll probably head off to one of the jungles, or I'll go on a photography trip or something like that. And yeah, just be in the wild, be in nature, away from city, away from the hustle and bustle of the city, away from all the traffic, all the noise. Observe some birds, take pictures of some tigers, and come back.
Wow. So for viewers out there who wants to start up now, what do you say, nature photography?
Right.
And this is the first a lawyer who does अपना have a hobby for nature photography.
Right.
And going into the jungle
Right.
and spending time.
Right.
What suggestions would you give?
Oh, I mean, pick up any camera that you have, enjoy yourself, go into the wild. I mean, you don't even need to go far. I mean, if you're in Bombay, you can go to Sanjay Gandhi National Park in the morning with a small camera, look at the birds, take pictures, identify them, and, just enjoy yourself. Because being in nature means, getting away from the fast-paced nature of it all. So taking your time, composing yourself, and, not worrying about what equipment you have, etc., but just, having fun with, whatever you're shooting with. Yeah.
Well, there are many groups out there. Because my recent passion is to go for walk tours, and I've
Right.
discovered this Lens Able group,
Right.
which they organize. These all, what do you say, photographers, amateurs, professionals. And recently I went for the Dabbawala walk. Now they are different. In Ganpati, I went to Khetwadi.
Okay.
That is oldest 100 years old community Ganpatis. Got to visit with them. They do a lot of apna sessions and apna So if your friends had to describe you in 3 words, what would it be?
3 words. Okay. I hope they describe me as trustworthy, compassionate, and fun.
Wow. So which is the book or movie or series which has left a lasting impact on you?
Lasting impact. I mean, I read one recently which I really liked. It's in fact a small graphic novel. The mole, the fox, and the horse. Charlie Mackey, I think, is the author. So some great insight and a wonderfully written book, lovely illustrations about a very, very touching way of just talking about life.
Yes.
And, through the eyes of a little boy going into a journey in a forest. Like
it's in black and white.
Yeah. There are a bit of, I mean,
sketches.
There are
It's
sketches.
not colorful.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
enough.
It's been made into a short film, animated film also. I've not seen that, but I know it's been made into a short animated film.
So I'm part of the film club. So I saw that film.
Yeah.
Then later on bought the book, and I've gifted that book. Now I have to buy again that book.
No, I recently read it. I mean, it's a very short book, but it's beautifully written. The journey of life through the eyes of a boy and his animal
the paintings
friends.
And the sketches.
Right.
Beautiful. Black and white, but it's
talks of
black
courage,
and white, but color.
Yeah, talks of courage.
Yes.
What true courage is. How to face challenges and how not to be afraid of yourself, etc. So lovely book. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So who introduced you to this book? Because this book is a very rare book. Many people talk about this book.
I don't know.
And you know about the movie also, animated.
Yeah, but I don't know if anybody introduced me to that book because I picked it up. I had heard about it from someone. I mean, I heard about it, read about it, an article or something.
Who told you about the animated?
No, that I think I saw, something on one of these social media or something because it must have seen my algorithm or something because that's what happens these days, right?
Yeah.
So once they figure out what you like, it pops you up. Yeah.
YouTube knows what you want to see, what you want to.
So I saw some animated graphic of it, and then I realized that it's a short movie as well. Mm-hmm. It's a lovely book.
Wow. So since now we'll come to last 2-3 questions. You have already wished up now that is completed. Okay. So my last question is a googly one. Describe Animesh in one line.
In one line. Well, hopefully a good human being with a strong moral compass.
Wow. Let's go to the next round and put you in the hot seat, the rapid fire round. Your go-to comfort food.
My wife's butter chicken.
Early mornings or late nights?
Early mornings.
Your favorite color?
Green.
Ooh. One person has told blue. Sorry, you're the first one. Just name different color. Otherwise,
everyone is blue.
Blue. Okay. Your dream travel place?
Antarctica.
Woo. Watch this episode. We covered the man from Antarctica.
Okay.
Ram Prasad Lal.
Okay.
He's a scientist and he went for expeditions, and we covered his coffee conversation. Wow, he made me when he was during the shoot. We do now virtual. He kept background of Antarctica.
Okay.
That expedition.
Yeah. I definitely want to go see the white.
Please connect with him. I'll share the details and then you can go and visit.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, one word that best describes your journey.
Hard work.
Best piece of advice received.
Best piece of advice received. Don't take yourself too seriously.
Wow. Since you're from Uttarakhand, Nainital, I want this will add in the main part also. Someone wants to visit Nainital. What places and food to have over there?
Definitely have good Kumaoni food, which is, churkani and ras bhat. Bhatke dubke, Kumaoni raita, bhang ki chutney, madwe ki roti. These, definitely go and enjoy all of these things. And if you're going to Nainital, I would say please don't take your cars. Please use public transport. There are too many cars there. But do explore the wilderness around. It's a beautiful bird sanctuary. There are a lot of lovely hiking and trekking places all around. So enjoy the nature and hopefully respect it and not litter anywhere.
Wow. So my last one, tea or coffee to recharge?
Neither. Water.
What leather is the tilt?
Cheers.
And you did well, and you get blessings of Ma Durga, Durga's digital power, and
Sure.
legal AI. 2 gifts.
Thank you.
So, as our conversation with Animesh draws to a close on this special episode of Navaratri, we are reminded that dispute resolution isn't just about legal strategy. It's about resilience, patience, and perspective. From his early journey in Nainital to leading complex matters at Cyril Amarchand, Animesh embodies the emerging lawyer who adapts while staying deeply grounded in his values. His story is a testament to how law is not only practiced in courts but also lived through relationships, discipline, and passion. Here's to many more victories, both in and outside the courtroom, for Animesh and the next generation of legal minds he inspires. So, like that, there are 500 plus coffee speakers who have shared their professional, personal stories, insights. Watch, inspire by their journeys, implement in your life, and we meet with another coffee speaker or a cup of coffee and continue the conversation. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.